Welcome to another episode of Hi Events, and today we are present for the grand opening of ECU Sri Lanka campus. This is Edith Cowan University in Rajagiriya. Let's go inside and have a look. Mr. Scott Johns with me, the CEO of Navitas. Mr. Scott, tell me about the partnership and also what are your future plans ahead?
So we've been working with Edith Cowan for close to 30 years in Australia now, and obviously established this beautiful campus here today, or 4 weeks ago. We're really looking to continue to grow it across a multitude of different pathways and programs that really adds to the careers and industry within Sri Lanka and the broader, obviously, economy.
And also today is a milestone, one of the first steps of milestones. How do you feel about today's occasion and also the opening you all had today?
We couldn't be more proud. I think we look at education as such a critical part of every economy, and Navitas and in conjunction with ECU are so proud to open this state-of-the-art facility and welcome close to 2,000 students, both pathway and obviously going on to better careers and lives for them. Mr. Malcolm Bajan joined with me. Mr. Malcolm, what do you think about today's grand opening of Edith Cowan University in Sri Lanka?
Look, I think it's fantastic. It's been 7 years in the making, and to see everybody come together today to hear from our alumni and to have the students perform and to have everyone walking through the campus, it's just been absolutely fantastic.
And also, what do you think about the partnership ahead? And also, any future plans you would like to give us a gist about?
So look, we will continue to strengthen the partnership in Sri Lanka. We've got a campus in Kandy, and we're now looking at building and developing regional hubs so that more students can start in the regions and then come down to Colombo or to Kandy to complete their studies.
course, we are a world-ranked university in the top 400 in the Times Higher Education rankings. But the one that we're most proud of is the rankings we get from students on our teaching quality. And it's something which is very dear to us in Sri Lanka. It's where we put our focus into making sure that our students are very successful. We actually have about 2,000 or 2,500 alumni here, not just in Sri Lanka. They are also working around the world, but the majority who are still in Sri Lanka.
So starting off, I have to say this is one of my favorites. So we offer the Bachelor of Biomedical Science program, and accordingly we have 2 fabulous labs on the 3rd floor. I'm sure most of you have seen. If you have not, please make sure that you go to the 3rd floor to see these labs. And I must say there's a huge interest from the students in enrolling to this program, so we are growing. And finally, we are offering the Bachelor of Science Nursing Studies program, and this is mainly for the nurses who have obtained a diploma.
Thank you for recognising the value of this new campus and the opportunities it offers the students from Sri Lanka both and globally, and the benefits that it will bring to the Sri Lankan economy. The idea of Navitas was really around providing to students international students, the opportunities to meet the opportunities and their expectations, and being able to transform from where they'd come from to where they really wanted to be. What we were seeing is that a lot of students were really struggling initially, so the whole basis of Navitas was to provide an environment for the students in the first part of their degree where they got all the help and support to effectively transition from where they'd come from to where they really wanted to be. It wasn't with Navitas, it was being successful students both within Australia but also into the university and going through and successfully completing their degrees. And the outcomes are there for everyone to see as to how effective it was.
From someone I also admire greatly, Nelson Mandela, who once said, "Education is a great engine of personal development. It's through education that a daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of a mine, that a child born to farm workers become the president of a great nation. It is what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another." It's this sentiment, so eloquently expressed, that lies at the heart of our university partnerships. Of course, none of our shared achievements would be possible without the leaders, teachers, and academic support staff and colleagues that we have at ECU Sri Lanka. We know you work tirelessly and you understand the unique needs of the local international students to support them in completion of their studies. I'm immensely proud that all of Navitas, ECU and ACBT have achieved, and I'm excited to see how ECU Sri Lanka will transform lives through education. Sri Lankan students now have the opportunity to undertake an Australian education qualification at a world-class university locally.
Unlike the traditional schooling experience, where one is expected to fit into a set frame, ECU for me was an institution that allowed me to discover myself instead of trying to mold me, and provided me with the tools, knowledge, and guidance that I would need to develop my individual strengths and capabilities. Having explored this new campus, I can't help but feel nostalgic and perhaps even a little envious as I picture how my friends and I would have enjoyed walking around this campus, taking lectures in these amazing classrooms, and hanging out in all of these cozy spots. I am a firm believer that the environment in which we surround ourselves is so important for our growth. And this new campus will undoubtedly do just that for so many students from around the country and the world.
I have Mr. David Matthew with me, General Manager of Edith Cowan University, Sri Lanka. I'm sure there's a lot of operation involved. So before I ask about the operations, how do you feel about Edith Cowan University opening in Sri Lanka, their campus in Rajagiri basically?
Very excited. I've been here for 2.5 years and we've been working on getting this project or the campus up and going. So very pleased that it's finally opened.
And also, I'll have one in Kandy as well. So are there any more plans to expand and start in another area in Sri Lanka?
So in Kandy we have a pathway college, so the students do their foundational diploma and then come here and do their degree. So this is where we do our full degrees. At the moment, I think this is enough for now. Our focus here is on growing the campus here.
And also something very unique is giving all the students here a unique experience of the same facilities which is there in Australia and Edith Cowan, which is very rare. How do you feel about students being lucky enough to have the same exposure and ambience?
So when we open this campus, it's really all about can we offer the same quality here as we do in Australia. So we're about to start a major in marketing as part of the Bachelor of Commerce, and if you go to the ground floor there's a new digital hub. We couldn't start the program until we had those facilities ready. With biomedical science and engineering, I can't start a new degree until I have exactly the same equipment in Australia as we have here. So we've had to import it all, and the lecturers are the same. We have to have the same quality of lecturers that we do in Australia, otherwise we can't offer the course here, which means that what the students get here is the same experience they get in Australia.
Transnational education of the sort that we're seeing here today with great quality Australian partners is something that can really expand the opportunity for students, of course, but for nations as well. Transnational education partnerships of the kind that ECU and Navitas are bringing here have the opportunity to grow opportunity for students in the region, to grow the sector itself, to expand the opportunities for individual students, but to expand the opportunities for educational institutions here as well. The opportunity for these partnerships to enable collaboration that lifts Sri Lankan education itself is significant and an important aspect of what transnational education can do. For inclusion, of course, this kind of partnership gives students opportunities that would not otherwise be available to them. Choices in the courses that they can undertake, in the access that they have, the different points of entry to educational experiences.
Today, there are over 30 Australian education providers operating in the Sri Lankan market. They have built a strong reputation for delivering quality curricula and safe, enjoyable student experiences. As we've heard this morning, Australia is, of course, a recognised world leader in international education and one of the most popular destinations for students globally. International students appreciate the education and lifestyle opportunities that Australia offers. Global rankings place many of Australia's universities among the best in the world. In fact, 8 are ranked in the global top 100, and we have seen today that ECU is also rapidly climbing up the rankings. Accordingly, Australia is among the top destinations for Sri Lankan students studying abroad. There are now over 12,000 taking advantage of Australia's high-quality tertiary education offering. Australian education providers see Sri Lanka as a strong value proposition. Sri Lanka has an educated workforce, a resilient population, high levels of English-speaking capability, a strategic location in the Indian Ocean, and proximity to other large and growing markets.
Professor Steve Chapman with me, Edith Cowan University, and also the Vice Chancellor of Edith Cowan University. How are you doing? How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great because it's good to be back in Sri Lanka, and I feel really amazing about this new campus.
How do you feel about today's grand opening, the new campus?
So the grand opening, I think, was great. It showcased what we do. I think this place is going to just grow. It will be a magnet for students. I can't wait to see the future happen.
Any future plans ahead, adding to today's grand opening? Today was one milestone ahead, but what future plans?
The plans for the future? Oh, look, we have already got some great courses that are happening in the campus. That will expand. Next year we'll start doing engineering, and future years more courses will be rolled out. I want this place to be like the campus in Perth, a full panoply of all the academic courses we do, and I just can't wait to see it happen.
And that's a wrap up for today on today's opening of Edith Cowan University in Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, join us on our next episode for Hi Events.